I'm here. Sorry, guys. Sheesh. Only 5 laps? Only missed 5 laps. It could have been a lot worse, I guess, but man. All right, well, I mean, I guess I just jumped straight into it since we're already underway. Pretty single filed out here. We'll go back over what happened here. But I gotta call this race. Currently out front, we got Mr. Tyler Gary. See, like, I have to like set up all this shit. Eh? Hi, hello. Sorry, I just opened up Twitch now too. All right, well, I mean, so it looks like nothing has happened. No cautions yet, other than just the green flag drop. 7 laps in. First stage, 45 laps. Second stage is a little bit more than that. Again, no cautions here at 5-Star Cup Series. This is a second race of the season. Last week, obviously, we were at Daytona. And we got some more restrictor plate racing for you guys. So, yeah, it seems like just out front as we have car around. Looks like that's a 63 car. Johnny Avila got a little bit loose there coming out of 4, but he's back onto the racing surface. Not saying I wanted a caution, but I mean, it would have been nice to have a brief pause there as we have Boyd Hogan now going around the outside of Tyler Gary, taking that lead spot from him. Tyler Gary going to drop back a couple positions there, 3 positions total. Now riding in the 4th position. Can you all hear me okay? Everyone in chat? The sound okay? I didn't get anything set up, so. Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Y'all the real ones. Already looks like we kind of have like a split pack situation, but here in this front pack, almost 3 wide there through turns 1 and 2. We're going to keep it 2 wide here down the backstretch. Again, 3 wide here. Have a Cessna Major, and I believe that's Carl Dodson there on the outside in the 29 car. But we're still 3 wide here through 3 and 4. Yeah, so plenty of action going on here mid-pack, but back up front, Aiden Beerline now up to P2 behind Tyler Gary, who has reclaimed the lead up front. Go back to blimp camera to get a good view of this. So we have more cars behind, shuffling around. 29 car again of Carl Dodson all over the bumper there of Munatsi Major. Yeah, it looks like we do have like a secondary pack here and then some stragglers further back. Again, there's 63 car of Johnny Avila, who did have a loose moment there coming out of 4. So hopefully him and Gil can work together enough to try to stay on the lead lap here. But still riding side by side up front. But as for the top 3 cars in line on that bottom lane, 14 laps, coming to 15 laps now. We'll go on board here with James Morvant here, driver of the 12 car, currently sitting P6, up 7 spots from the start of the race. Kind of pedaling the throttle there through the end of the trial coming into turns 1 and 2. Definitely these cars can get loose, especially with the air, if you just stay in it all the way around. Again, there you can hear him kind of feathering it just a bit. There was a car around Minazzi Major there. Saw him sliding down towards the inside wall. We're still green, but definitely not what Major needed. So he's rolling back onto the racing surface again, still green. So honestly, I think he would rather a caution come out there, because he is way off pace now. Doesn't have any drafting partners, and it's going to be tough for him to come back in this thing if we stay green. The car around through 4. Don't know who that was. It might have been Cody Porter, it looked like. Oh yeah, Cody Porter got tight loose, went up the track, saved it down towards pit lane. And caution is out now. Looks like there was some sort of secondary wreck here as Cody Porter goes around, gets it saved for just a moment, comes back onto the racing surface. So we do have cars coming by. And that is when caution came out. I wonder if it just detected him. Yeah, okay, so I don't think there was any impact to any of the other cars. It's just him being detected there on the grass, not moving, is what brought the caution out. And look, I know Cody Porter, and he's been around the block a couple times, so I know he knows how this caution thing works, and I think he used that to his advantage there. But first caution of the night. Now I can catch up a bit with you guys. So I was I was at a grandparent birthday dinner, and my God, trying to hurry up a grandparent birthday dinner, you literally feel like the biggest piece of shit on earth. Literally nothing in life makes you feel more bad about yourself than thinking to yourself like, let's speed things along, like it's been like it's 95 years, like it'll be the same next year, right? But yeah, that is my excuse for showing up late to this party, but glad I'm here with you guys now. I was able to get the stream up. I don't condone this, and hopefully nothing comes from this, but I was able to get the stream up running, the live timing software up, the broadcast up, all while driving in traffic. So that was that. Have you ever tried to open OBS with the iPhone while driving? It was definitely a first for me. But yeah, again, guys, I do apologize for being late, but I hope you understand, and we're gonna be here for many more Wednesdays to come. So hopefully this will be a skill. Yeah. hopefully this will be a non-repeat. But with that said, I hate to bring it up too. Next week, I believe I'm going to be out of town. So, for Coda, I know you guys love Coda too. Yeah, no problem. I love broadcasting. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I know you guys love Coda. What might need to happen is when I get back, I'll get given a replay of the race, and I'll call the race, and then I'll post that up. But that's only if they can't find someone to fill in. But yeah. All right. Well, back to the race. Sorry, I took a lot of your attention away from the race. We did have basically everybody go down pit lane. Yeah, I don't think anyone stayed out, or yep, no, everybody went down pit lane. So fuel tires for entire field. With that said, Matthew Cisna looks like he might have just taken 2 there, as his pit stop time was substantially less than most of the field's average. And with that too, gained 16 spots. Now our race, sorry, he's second spot. Carl Dodson is in the first position there, who also looks like he took 2 tires. So definitely trying to leverage that strategy to increase track position there. But can be a little bit of a risk, especially just because the guys directly behind them took all 4. And they're already right there to try to regain that lead, but we'll see if it pays out for them as pace car lights are off. And we'll be coming back to green here in just a second. Damn, yeah, it looks like we got a lot of Aiden Beerline fans in the chat. Seems like a pretty popular guy. Pace car is off, and we're green again here at Echo Park. Great jump on the inside. Carl Dodson, Colby DiCarlo just taking off there like a bullet on the bottom lane. Outside lane still trying to get it organized. Looks like they're going to drop in behind. It looks like the 6 car of Cisna still kind of hanging out there middle, trying to figure out whether the 96 or 57 is going to have the better run down the backstretch. But DiCarlo Dodson still out ahead. Cisna now able to kind of pick what he wants to do. He sees the 2 lanes behind him. We'll see how that goes once they catch back up to that 3rd spot car. But DiCarlo did take 4 tires, it looks like. So he is the first car up here on 4 tires. And then again, Boyd Hogan also took 4 as we have the 17 car. Colby DiCarlo moved to the outside of the 29, looking for the race lead as they go in front of the tower there. And Hogan, DiCarlo hooked up there on the outside lane now, doing their best to get back to the lead of this race. Dodson holding strong there on the bottom lane though. Again, Dodson just on 2 tires. And you see DiCarlo there slide down ahead of him now. So DiCarlo to the race lead. Boyd Hogan still stranded there on the outside lane, but he should be able to work his way up as we continue to tick down laps here in this first stage. And towards the back, you already see some 3 wide, more so like the middle there. Cody Porter hanging out on the outside with 26 car of Tyler Gary. And Major right in the center. You saw Major have that looseness off of 2 earlier, so definitely in the back of his mind now as he's riding in the center of this Galgo car. Just go on board there with Minazzi Major. A lot of movement there through the tri-oval. See cars bumping left and right as the air hits them. People trying to position themselves for a smooth turn into 1 and 2. But definitely a lot to ask for from the 82 here as he's continuing to ride center lap after lap. Yeah, I knew he raced dirt. Yeah, he was talking about that the other day. Definitely is a big change, especially like a track like this. But all very cool. Very cool that our racing offers so many different disciplines. But a lot of triple wide action here up in the front. You see the top three cars really kind of playing nice as of now. But here in the middle pack where Major is, a lot of shuffling, as we'll take it back out here now to the blimp cam to get a better view. Colby DiCarlo out of West Des Moines, Iowa, currently leading this race 30 laps into our first stage of 45 laps. Just behind him, the two-tire man, Carl Dotson, and then Matthew Cisna. Boyd Hogan holding strong there on the outside with actually a great run here. And he does have the 26 just behind him, Tyler Gary, his teammate. We'll see if they're able to make any sort of moves here on the outside, tight to the bumper, the 29 here, heading into turns 1 and 2. And content for pushing now. You see Gary drop off just a bit, as looks like Dotson drops down to the center lane, kind of sucker hold there at Daytona. Normally that's not a huge deal, but here at Atlanta there's just less space, and Dotson holding on to that thing, but he's going to slide back. So pretty precarious moment there for the 29. Still driving for now, but definitely was a touch and go for just a second as Boyd Hogan worked his way around. Consequently, looks like 96 Boyd Hogan, Tyler Gary have dropped back from the top of this field just a bit, but definitely will be working their way back up. As you see Dotson again still sliding back now past Dallas Pataska and Tommy Carroll Jr. there. Now we have Johnny Avila 3 wide, looks like with the 71 there, Colby Cooper and Minasi Major. You saw the 63 also get loose earlier, coming out of forward. Minasi Major loose again, and he wrecks up the track as we have guys wrecking down the front stretch. Looks like Dallas Pataska 18 car of Tyler Seville and several others there, all caught up in that mess, and caution is out. 29 car, Carl Dotson, who we were just looking at, getting things straightened out now. We'll go back and take a look, but that all started, looks like, with the Minasi Major center getting loose. Yeah, I mean, so he was on the bottom. The thing just got away from him, and he just wrecked it up the track. We'll back this up just a bit here. Keep an eye on 82, that car in the center of your screen. Yeah, just gets away from him, catches it, rear goes around, and had some more issues for several drivers. 36 car, 71, Dallas Pataska. Looks like the 8 car, Daryl Hahn, is meatball too, so he's sustained heavy damage to that car, and could be his night if he's not able to get some substantial damage repaired. Okay, yeah, Joe Stafford fans, 57 fans. So we got some Beerline fans, Stafford fans. Heck yeah. go inside with Dallas Pataska here. Yeah, just nowhere to go. That's the tough part about this track. Just things start to crumble up real fast. Lanes close up real fast. Up front, Colby DiCarlo for now holding on to this lead. Looks like Boyd Hogan will be starting just behind him there on that bottom lane. So second caution of the night here in just our first stage on lap, what was it, lap 34 the caution came out. We're currently on lap 36. And I think I'm going to do our first prediction. Let's throw up the car logos, and as I mentioned in the past, you know, we're going to be doing these things, and then whoever has the most points end of season might do something real special for them. But let's do car brand to win stage. Ford, Toyota, and Chevy. I'll do a minute on that. All right, so yeah, that prediction is out. Feel free to gamba. I'll throw up the gamble icon there, but pace car lights are off. We'll be coming to green just a little bit under 10 laps here left in this first stage. And pick your favorite manufacturer there to win this stage and win some points or lose some points. Green flag back in the air. And a little bit more of a steady start here. You have some cars fanning out further towards the back, but DiCarlo doing well to hold on to this lead for now, heading into turns 1 and 2. Tightly packed here as Tyler Gary, they're right on the outside of the 57 of Joe Stafford. And it looks like Dodson's back in the fold there after that that brief issue he had there going down the front stretch. We'll go on board here with Joe Stafford really in the mix of things. Let's go up to the roof cam, get a better view of what's going on. See the 82 there of Nazi Major, able to get that car cleaned up and back on the track. He's had several sketchy moments, so definitely drivers will be keeping an eye out for that 82, just because it seems like the balance of the cars is all off for him tonight. Just 6 laps to go now. Again, no stage breaks, so as long as we stay green, we'll just continue on. Things still developing here. Looks like Boyd Hogan going for a move here on the outside of DiCarlo, but does stall out. Just going to slot back in behind him. 51 of Tanner Love not far behind either. We'll see if they can get something going here coming to the end of this stage, or if they're just content with where they are now. But 2 by 2 further back, about 5th spot and back, you see Tyler Gary just behind Cody Porter. He's going to bump out here down the backstretch, try to get a run as we have a car. Sisna, I believe, that's getting loose there on the exit of 2. He does well to catch that thing, but does cause a little bit of a checkup here, as now we're 3 wide heading through turns 3 and 4. You see Beerline there in the center of your screen in that 13, trying to navigate his way through, as we just have 2 laps to go now in this first stage. Tanner Love now making moves up towards the podium positions, trying to get to the outside of the 51. Not much help though, so he stalled out quite a bit. We'll see if he slots in behind the 51 here. He does. And white flag lap of this first stage. See Tanner Love moving there on the outside, has some help from Tyler Gary there on the outside lane. DiCarlo moves up to block the move. 51 drops to the bottom for a second, comes back up. He's now to the quarter of DiCarlo, heading through turns 3 and 4. He does have the momentum coming to the stripe here. He's going to take stage 1. Tanner Love, great move on the outside. We're still green though, straight into stage 2. Lap 75 laps, but great move there by Tanner Love to get that stage win. Had some support from Tyler Gary there, and was able to rock it on the outside. But now 2 by 2 for the lead. Cars starting to work their way up back towards our leader here, DiCarlo. Ever since just slipping away and losing that stage win, still maintains the lead here. And you know, kind of things were pent up there. Things were sort of building towards the end of that first stage, but now these drivers just kind of have to get back into a rhythm. As we have a car down onto the apron there. Not sure what happened. That was James Morvant, driver of the 12 car. Might have just had to save the car down onto the apron. Luckily did not come back up into the field, so it does well to limit the damage. But his race definitely not at its brightest moment currently. Outside really getting formed up now. Beerline just behind the 26 Tyler Gary. And it looks like Tanner Love is elected to drop down in front of DiCarlo, so the car's banging down the front stretch here. We have someone in the outside wall. Might have been Johnny Avila as he's turned now on the front stretch. Car's missing him, though. It looks like someone does catch him there. James Morvant, who was shuffled back after going down onto the apron, collects Johnny Avila after he slides down the front stretch, and he tows it back to pit lane. And we are under caution here on lap 49. Go back and take a look. Remember, we did see looked like it was Johnny Avila having some troubles. The building's in the way. Let me go back here. And James Morvant just not able to steer clear of this, but we'll see exactly what happened to Johnny here. He just got loose on that higher lane. We're just not, tires are lava, so just not able to get it corrected. And James just comes up and basically, I think it looks like the amount of damage James sustained from that was race ending. And I mean, as well as Johnny too, he's oh wow, yeah, he couldn't even see. I mean, caution, I don't think caution was out yet. But yeah, it just shows how fast Johnny Avila appeared on his screen. We have the 63 car in reverse down pit lane. Not sure what that's about, but again, looks like most of the field, if not everybody, electing to come down pit lane for some fuel and tires. Yeah, couldn't see him till the last second. Saw the smoke just a bit, but I mean, there's really no way to know that a guy is just completely parked on the front stretch unless you have someone spotting the entire track for you. So real quick, thank you all for joining in the Twitch chat. Definitely awesome that you guys are back after last week. Started the season off in a great way. Glad to be back this week. Again, sorry for running a little bit late, but you know, life happens. But be sure to hit the follow button if you want to get notified for when these races are. We'll be here doing our best to start Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern to cover the full season. But this is the second season of 5-Star Cup Series. Last season started about halfway through and had a great second half of that season. And seems like a lot of guys wanted to get regrouped and run it back this year. So here we are, week 2 of season 2. Coming back to green here. Pace car is off. Green flag back in the air. Lap 52 of a 195 lap race here, and just 8 laps into our second stage. Chanelov with a great jump there. Almost too good of a jump here. We'll see if this field is able to catch up and overtake him, as they have quite a bit of energy coming up on his rear. Tyler Gary there on the bottom lane, going to give him a good shot here, but Boyd Hogan riding well there on the outside with Beerline just behind him. So all Legacy up front currently. So we also have Colby DiCarlo, who was leading, coming to the end of stage 1. It looks like Minazzi Major there in the back. Sorry, that wasn't Minazzi. That was I think that was Caleb Begg, got loose off of 2, but able to get it collected here, and we continue green. Boyd Hogan now contesting heavily there for the lead, just even with Tanner Love coming out of turns 2. About even heading into turns 3. Hogan does have the 13 car of Beerline just behind him, trying to help him through these turns, gather that momentum for the front stretch. But for now, Tanner Love will hold on to that lead. He also has a highly skilled driver, Tyler Gary, just behind him, who's giving big assisting pushes. As you see Boyd Hogan drop down behind him now, just for a moment. Does pop back out there on that bottom or outside lane. Trying to see if I see any names I haven't called up here towards the front. How about number 7 car, Kyle Sanatsky? I don't remember seeing him last week. I don't remember seeing that scheme last week either, but definitely one of the crazier schemes I've seen. Very cool car there. We'll go on board with Kyle here for just a bit. Currently riding 6th spot, up 4 spots from the start of the race. You see him riding here down on this bottom lane. Be pretty tricky, especially if you're getting squeezed down from the top side. Oh, and we have a caution out. Not sure where the caution's coming from. Scanning for debris. Might have been a solo incident. Caleb Begg back here with I don't know who he was with there, but looks like Begg just kind of looped it on his own, touched the apron, looped it on. Well, that was Ray Gill riding with Begg there before he kind of just looped it. Might have to investigate that one. Caution back out on lap 58. That would be our 4th caution of the race. Do have some guys coming down pit lane again, but also some guys electing to stay out. Tanner Love deciding to stay out here. Carl Dodson also electing to stay out. And Jeff Chandler, Matthew Cisna, all 4 of those guys wanting to stay out. Then also Munatsi Major deciding that doesn't need any services done to that car. But it should be Boyd Hogan off pit lane first. Or, I'm sorry, DeCarlo off pit lane first here. It looks like some other guys got some great stops. Tyler Gary will come out in front of everybody else from pit lane. And he'll be rejoined behind Munatsi Major there in the 6th spot. Yeah, so before we got interrupted. Oh, so he doesn't have any additional information, but welcome to the lead, Sanaski. If you were here last week, I'm so sorry. I'm horrible with names. I'm horrible at remembering names, which is why I'm perfect for this job, right? But he is currently riding 10th, so that is where he started the race. But definitely have seen him work his way forward as these runs have continued. We'll keep an eye on that 7 car as we tick down some laps. See Ray Gill rolling onto pit lane there in the Dr. Pepper car. Does have a bit of damage there to that front right side of the splitter. Pace car lights are off, so we'll be going green this time. Just completing this last caution lap here. Guys are getting all lined up. Boyd Hogan dropped back pretty far. I don't know if he got busted for speeding on pit lane. Would be nice to have race control to relay that to me, but you definitely did not come out that far back off pit lane. And then also you can see Dallas Pataska there. Looks like his car is looking pretty clean. Did have that incident earlier with Avila spinning down the front stretch. I'm sorry, Minasi Major collecting cars through 4 and people collecting each other. And let's do, let's do a crank it up out of this caution here while we're all bunched up. So I'll radio the field, tell them, no cautions, no wrecks. No one wants to interrupt the crank it up. You have to get the crank it up in. So we'll go straight to that. Coming out to crank it up. No one interrupted it, so good job by the field there. But Tanner Love currently riding out front. Jeff Chandler just behind him there in the 31. And then followed by Joe Stafford in the 57 car. Looks like we have some legacy guys trying to get formed up here on the outside. Beerline, Gary, and Hogan forming up there on that outside row, trying to work their way forward here. Team 29 to Carl Dotson jump up, try to ride this wave up to the front. Does stall it out just a bit. Dobson has to be careful there. Looks like 36 of Casey Clark Jr. caught a little bit of an uncentered push there from the 29. 29 floats out way wide here. Caution is out. Oh, we have some cars wrecking there through 4. And Kyle Sinoski, one of the cars looking like that got collected. Hopefully doesn't have too much damage to that car. We'll go take a look. Just got loose again on that. Oof. Got loose again there on that high lane coming out of 4. We've seen several guys do that already. Yep, just got a little bit too high. Car goes around. Trying to see who that was. It was a glancing blow, it looks like, luckily, so couldn't be too much damage, but caution is out again here on lap 70. A little bit over half the field coming down pit lane. It looks like some guys did elect to stay out though, including who our race leader was before that caution came out, Tanner Love, and Jeff Chandler just behind him. All right, I think I'm gonna do another prediction now. All right, chat, what are some 36 cars a dog? Who's 36? Oh, Clark. He is a dog. How'd you know that? All right, what's a prediction I should do? I was thinking like caution, how many over under cautions till next stage ends, or we can do manufacturer winning stage 2. Give me some ideas. $36 for the win? I mean, we can do that, but we'll do that once the 3rd stage starts, closer to the end of the race. Pace car lights are off, so we'll be back to green here in just a second. Pace car taking a hard left turn down pit lane, waiting on Tanner Love to get us restarted here. Entering the Echo Park restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Great jump there by the 51 of Tanner Love. Now going to be up to the field to reel him in, gather that energy. And we'll see if Love can hold him off once they make it back to him here down the backstretch. But just behind him, Blake Neer, followed by our fellow dog, Casey Clark Jr. in that 36 car. And then DeCarlo has worked his way back up front here. currently riding P3. Gets bumped out there a bit, caught in the center here between Larson Jr. and I believe that's Jeff Chandler there on the outside. Jeff, not much help. It's probably going to fall back quite a few spots here if he can't get back in line. Seems like Beerline, though, now jumping out to try to help Jeff in that third lane. So we'll see how they can work together up there. But up front here, Tanner Love still holding on to that lead. Blake Neer just behind him. Now you see Tyler Gary jump out with Boyd Hogan here, forming up the second lane. DeCarlo following them as well. Gary alongside Gordon Morrison Jr. in the double zero. A little bit of side draft there through turns 1 and 2. And look at that run there by the 26 of Tyler Gary through turns 3 and 4. Now hooked up to the back of Casey Clark Jr. He's going to drop down to that bottom lane. Boyd Hogan kind of left stranded for a bit. Hopefully he can work his way up as well. Seems like Gary has elected to give him some draft there. So definitely see the Reaper cars working together, trying to give air to each other where they can. And Blake Neer definitely has his hands full here behind enemy lines, but doing well to hold on to that second spot for now. Important note here, it looks like Tanner Love, our leader, up 19 spots, biggest mover of the race. Now looks like he's competing here with Neer, who's riding on his outside through 3 and 4. Big move by the 14. Not much help as we have cars checking up down the front stretch, and caution is out. We have another stoppage here on lap 78. Things were getting spicy up front. Looks like Neer has been scored with the lead, so he will be the leader coming to the green flag post caution here. But we'll go back and take a look to see what happened to bring out that caution. Looks like Caleb Begg in the back just got loose again, almost collecting Ray Gill there, but coming to a stop there on the apron towing. And definitely a hurt ego for Begg after a couple of those incidents now. Boyd is also a dog. Yep. What kind of dog? Like a lap dog? Or big black dog? Chihuahua? Looks like Bacon Zelenka. Again, if I'm butchering your name, just call me out about it, and I'll do better next time. But he is getting the wave around, lucky dog. So he will be back on the lead lap. I really hope your name is actually Bacon, because that'd be so cool. He needs like a bacon paint scheme though. Something super bacony. I keep forgetting to grab people during caution, so next caution, definitely gonna grab somebody into the booth if we get another caution. We'll go caution free now that I said that. But I want to get an idea of what's going on with the racing surface, why people are so loose. But pace car lights are off, so we're coming back to green this time by. We'll pull somebody in here. Next caution, if there's a caution. But look who's sitting P3 Dallas Pataska. We saw him have to deal with the incident just ahead of him, got collected a bit, but seems like he's gotten that car fixed up, sitting just behind our leader in P3 now. So great job by the 23 car to work his way back up to the front. And our race leader actually will be Gordon Larson Jr. coming to green. We saw Blake Neer take the lead there. Seems like he elected to go down pit lane. And just a quick statement here. It looks like the top 5 cars stayed out onto the track. So rest of the field went down pit lane, got fuel, got tires. His car taking that left-hand turn down pit lane. We are waiting on our restart here. And green flag back in the air. Gordon Larson Jr. leading this field to the stripe. Big move there early by Major. Try to get his spot in that bottom lane just ahead of Tyler Gary. And Dallas Pataska already working his way to the outside of Gordon Larson Jr. down the backstretch. He's going to get pushed by Minasi Major, who now makes a move there to the bottom lane for the lead. So Major, who we saw was having major issues with balancing earlier, seems to be comfortable enough to be throwing these moves to try to contend for the lead. Now it looks like Dallas Pataska able to get the momentum down the front stretch and slide in front of Major. So he is our new race leader. So Tyler Gary contesting for it heavily here down the backstretch. Side by side here through turns 3 and 4. Pataska, Gary about even coming out of 4 to the stripe. Seems like Gary's going to inch it out here for the race lead. Has some momentum for just a moment, though. Looks like not much support there from Cisna behind him. So bottom lane formed up quite a bit more here than that outside lane. So Gary's going to be looking to try to get something organized here if he wants to keep up with his lead, but he's quickly sliding back now. Clean track ahead of Dallas Pataska. He's been looking at bumpers all evening. Now he has the clean air. See how well he does to hold on to this race lead. Things calm for now as we're 2 by 2 from about spots 10 and back towards the front. Just that bottom lane organized as we see the top lane trying to get something going. You see Beerline cut underneath Cisna there. Cisna's going to be caught out unless someone goes with them, but it seems like everybody electing to go with Aiden Beerline here in that second lane. But now also Tyler Gary jumping out ahead of the 1336, also joining the outside lane now. So have some people deciding to give up on that bottom lane to try to improve their track position. Dallas Pataska doing well so far though to hold on to this lead. the 29 there. Looks like Carl Dodson almost getting onto the apron, causing a bit of a checkup there. Now you have the 00 Gordon Larson Jr. in the sucker hole. He's going to be sliding back as we're 3 wide here, heading through turns 1 and 2. Almost 4 wide there on the entrance, but it seems like they were able to get it sorted. Now this outside lane almost even here, about even with Pataska here. Looks like Major getting loose. A little bit of a shove there by Gary, but he does get into the wall, trying to get back up to speed here. Caution does not come out. Green flag still in the air, but Major is going to be dropping a ton of spots here. So we still have some guys bumping into the wall. Cody Porter, 9 car coming back onto the track. That was Tommy Carroll Jr. who got stranded there on the apron, but almost coming back onto the racing surface, causing a big one. It seemed like that outside lane had made a convincing move there to contend for the race lead, but quickly falling apart as that push from Gary just unsettled the car of Minazzi Major. And now Dallas Pataska enjoying a single lane lead here for a moment more. And now the caution is out. The car's around Cody Porter, getting the car straightened out on the exit of 4. Tyler Seville also wrecked here on the exit of 4, and looks like that's James Morvant also, who's trying to get things rolling again. Let's see what happened here. Cisna just getting to the left rear. Cody Porter. Oh, Minazzi Major, who just dropped back after getting that push from Gary, also gets some damage from that, it looks like. Let's back this up just a bit to see what happened here with Porter and Cisna, as it looks like that was the catalyst for this. I mean, it's tough to say, but Cisna really looked like he was already to the stripe. Porter might have just corrected a little bit too much. Could have been netcode too. Might be worth going back, taking a look one more time. Tough to say, but definitely a very light touch there, but nonetheless causing the 04 to spin. And then also looks like Colby DiCarlo, driver of the 17, who was doing super well early this race, led many laps. See him get up into the wall, then Minazzi Major, and then the 18 also Tyler Seville. Heavy impacts there on the exit of 4. All right, well, caution is out. We'll grab someone here real quick. 36, Casey Clark, where are you? Clark Jr. in the booth, you got us? Hey man, so what's going on out there? The racing surface, is it super slick out of 4? We're seeing a lot of people get loose.
Earlier, you're going to get tight, and then once you get out of the draft, it just snaps loose on you. It's just super on edge.
Got it. Got it. Well, you stay safe out there. You are our first in race report here, so good job on that. But looks like you guys are coming back to green this time, and just wanted to get a quick insight to what was going on there.
Yep.
All right, I'll put you back in the legacy chat. That was Casey Clark Jr. Ah, I forgot to tell him Big Squid said what up. Damn it. Shit, I knew I forgot something. I just I hate talking to the guys too long, especially coming back to green, because I don't want to distract them for too much. But I'll get you next time. I'll get you next time. All right, well, thanks, I guess. I mean, damn. Coming back to green this time. Pace car lights are off. Looks like we did have quite a few people pit there. Top 4 cars, though, all stayed out here. And Jeff Chandler will get us restarted as we enter the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. I don't know what happened on that restart. Jeff Chandler just did not go. But Tanner Love there with the commanding lead. I think Chandler might have missed a shift or two, but yeah, inside lane stacked up. Love to the lead, sliding ahead of Chandler here, and Blake Neer, who we saw with a ton of speed earlier, already back up front contesting for the lead. He pitted from the lead, so definitely had a lot of confidence in himself being able to get back up there. And he's going to slide ahead of Tanner Love here, almost clearing him. Now able to clear him through turns 1 and 2. But Blake Neer, driver of the 14 car, up to the lead with an impressive 6,300 I rating. So definitely skilled driver who we know has a lot of speed in these race cars. And we'll see how he can do holding on to the lead here at Atlanta. And check out his back window cam here. You see Jeff Chandler just behind him, but to his outside, trying to get things formed up there. Sorry, that's the 71 there of Colby Cooper getting pushed by Carl Dotson, who we've seen quite a few times tonight. Definitely a lot of momentum there coming out of 4 from the outside lane. So we'll keep that in mind as we continue to take laps down, especially towards the end. Might be the place to be coming to the checkered. Blake Neer still doing well here, holding on to this lead. 71 car of Colby Cooper deciding now to drop down to that bottom lane just ahead of Mr. Bacon in the 25. Things up front pretty calm here, but towards the middle of the pack here, we have 3 wide action. Beer line caught in the middle of Porter and 96 there. Boyd Hogan, looks like they get it sorted here, back to 2 wide here down the front stretch. We'll go on board here with Aiden, Beerline driver 13 car. See him just managing his space, not doing too much, trying to, I mean, you can save the car, or save the tires here at Atlanta. Definitely, you can overdrive it and really do damage to those tires, causing you to have those tight, loose moments we've seen. But Beerline doing well to kind of stay in a rhythm here as you see him drive up to the rear. of Clark Jr. there in that 36. Looks like we have some three wide action further back. Johnny Avella, who's numerous laps down, has a Cessna, and it's like Gordon Larson Jr. working underneath him. But now lap 59 into the second stage of 75 laps. Have crossed the 100 lap point here, so well underway through this race, though. It seems like we have a little bit further to go. Just 15 laps here in the second stage. We saw things really heat up there at the end of that first stage. And then it's just kind of interesting the way they do it here, where they don't throw the caution. Things kind of ramp up, and then right at the end of the stage, things kind of die down just a bit, but not too much. As we now have Tyler Gary trying to organize some sort of move up here towards the front, riding along the outside now of the 71 of Colby Cooper. And behind him, Carl Dotson, and then Dallas Pataska there in the 23. So have seen Pataska come and go, but this time as we approach stage 2, definitely trying to make a strong move towards the front. And I do see damage there on the front of the 36 car. The way the camera is able to capture it at some angles makes it look pretty bad there. It looks like that front nose is just caved in pretty bad. So we'll see how the 36 fares as we continue. Might just be his time to just ride in line until the end of this thing. But Boyd Hogan just behind him as of now. Backing it off the blimp cam here. Does look like we're actually coming up on a lapper, and I believe that is Colby DiCarlo, who's going to drop to the bottom here underneath the line, so able to let the field go there. And that does put DiCarlo down a lap officially, but he is oh, it looks like 7 car Kyle Sinoski, who is currently Lucky Dog. So Carlos still needing a couple cautions to be back on the lead lap. So you know what? I think I'm wrong here. I think Kyle is on the lead lap, so DiCarlo would get the Lucky Dog if we had a caution break out here. Back to the lead pack here. Blake Neer has been up front for a handful of laps now. Coming to the line, be 10 to go here until the end of the second stage. And Tyler Gary with a big run here out of 4. Really commanding that outside lane. Neer now having to manage both lanes here as Gary charges towards the front, but it looks like Pataska bumping the 29 of Dotson aside here, there. Just did not have the pace that he was willing to work with. And it slides underneath him now, back up to Gary. Three wide through the tri-oval here. Boyd Hogan getting underneath Avila. And Dotson now tight up into the wall. Boyd Hogan able to slide underneath him there. Don't know if Dotson was trying to just get out of the way or if he just had a tight moment up into the wall. But now Dallas Bataska, Boyd Hogan, and Gary all hooked up on that outside lane. So definitely a handful for Near as we inch closer to the end of this second stage. We'll go on board here with Boyd Hogan, who's the third car in line here with this star-studded outside lane. We are coming up on a lap car. Tanner Love is going to pinch the field a little bit. Tanner Love has to stay high here. Can be pretty precarious coming up on lap traffic, especially here. But it looks like Tyler Gary now to the bumper. Blake Near able to slide ahead of Jeff Chandler there. Cars still trying to work their way around the 51. Coming to the line, 5 laps to go now on this second stage. Now Gary making a move to the outside of Blake Near. Coming off of 2, they're going to be about even down the backstretch. And Gary clears Near heading into turns 3 and 4. So Gary back up to the race lead. Had a ton of momentum exiting 2, uses that to clear Blake down the backstretch, and just 4 laps to go now. If you have a car around, looks like Colby Cooper sliding down, hitting the inside wall, able to get it back straightened out as he's around again here on the racing surface. We'll see if caution comes out, and it does. Caution out on lap 118. I believe there was only a couple laps here until the end of the second stage, so unless we have more laps to complete coming into the green flag, I believe Gary will take this second stage. See what happened. It looks like Cooper just got loose on the exit of 2. Seemed like he had it saved. But you just don't know with these guys, man. Yep. I don't know, man. I don't know. I respect it, though. Tyler Gary coming down pit lane from the lead. I believe basically the entire field decided to come down. Do have some guys staying out who want to get the wave around. Kyle Sinoski, I believe, will be getting the wave around here, so he'll be back caught up with the lead pack. It does look like they did end stage 2 on lap 117, so Gary will be awarded the win for stage 2. Pace car lights are off, so it'll be going green this time by, should have around 75 laps here until the end of the race. Definitely has been a caution-filled race, as this is our 8th caution of the night. Have a couple guys who have fallen from damage from incidents around them. Colby DiCarlo looks like he still has some damage on that right side of the car, but attrition seemingly is a big factor this evening. But up front, Tyler Gary, Blake Neer, just behind him, Boyd Hogan, Dallas Pataska. Pace car is off, and we're green here to finish the last 75 laps. So yeah, I was just double checking, make sure stage 2 was over, but coming to line up to conclude. Tyler Geary jumps out to the lead. Dallas Pataska just behind him there on that bottom lane, outside lane with Blake Neer leading. Still trying to get their momentum up. Top 3, Pataska, Stafford, and Gary up front. Big pushes coming from the top 3 here, as we do see Boyd, or sorry, just Jeff Chandler slide down and get in line there on the bottom lane. Outside lane still trying to get their speed up here. See if we can get a better look of it from the blimp view, but have Beerline, Hogan, and Neer all trying to work together there on the outside lane, but so far looks like this inside lane is the preferred line. Now you see Boyd Hogan drop down and then slide back up for just a moment, but kind of just determining that the outside lane just was not working. Seems like the guys are content riding on this bottom lane for now, as we do have a caution out. Car around James Morvant there, getting things situated. Oh, as we have 14 around just ahead, and Manatsi Major, hard impact to the front of that 14 car. That's Blake Neer, who we were watching for quite a time there as he was riding up front. We'll back it up here to see exactly what happened to the 14 car. So you see him tight. See him tight to the 00 here. Bit shuffled out a bit. Tries to come back down into line, and it seems like he wasn't clear. Back down the track. That was looks like the 9 car of Tommy Carroll Jr. Go on board with him. Yeah, Carroll Jr. definitely was already there on the bottom, but do have a couple meatball flags hand out. Nazi Major, Tanner Love, Blake Neer, all with meatballs from that incident. So several fast guys now on pit lane getting repairs, and we are under our 9th caution now, lap 128. Hey, Dodson, you're in the booth. You got us?
I got a copy on you.
Hey, man. So it's been a bloodbath out there. It seems like guys are getting loose left and right. What plans you got to try to survive this thing?
Well, I'm going to try to find a hole somewhere in this Reaper sandwich that I'm involved in tonight. It seems like they've got a good strategy, even if they may not have the best setup. Because if you got the most cars, it doesn't matter how bad your setup is. I'm very fortunate to have some good friends that are on Reaper that do a good job, but Fortis has got an ultimate setup over me. I just don't know if I'm going to have the help that I need to get a win tonight.
I hear you, man. Well, it seems like you always kind of work your way back up to the front, but it's just been a lot of comers and goers, but have about, what, 40 laps, 50 laps left in this thing, so we'll see how that goes for you, but we'll get you back to your channel, and it looks like we're going green this time by.
I appreciate it. You know, if I didn't have some weird thing stuck on Boyd's car, I'd be doing pretty good tonight, but it seems like he has some attachment that keeps going out only about 4 inches, but yeah, it keeps getting me a little sideways.
All right, man. Well, yeah, we'll get you back, and good luck for the rest of your race.
10-4. Thank you very much.
That was Carl Dotson, driver of the 29 car there, center of your screen. Not that guy. That's Tyler Gary. This is Carl Dotson out of Milton, Florida, currently driving in the 3rd position. Will be starting behind our leader, Tyler Gary. You heard him, definitely caught in a Reaper Legacy sandwich here. See if he can get that assistance to have a good finish here. Green flag back in the air. Tyler Gary getting us going here on the bottom lane. Dawson doing his best to fill that gap there with Pataska just above him there. Looks like he's going to clear Pataska on the outside and establish his spot here on the bottom lane. 00 of Gordon Larson Jr. now following him as well. 5 Reaper cars now stacked up there on that outside lane. Tyler Gary, another Reaper car, but he's up in the lead as of now. We'll see what Dallas Wataska and the rest of that group can do here as coming to the line. 63 laps to go, so still quite a bit of time here to organize and plan your moves. But with the cautions we've seen, the incidents people are having, definitely would rather be up front than to risk getting collected here. Now you see Gordon Larson Jr. jump to the outside of Carl Dotson there. Jess is now going to be able to suck up to the back of the Zelda Zero. It elects to go to his outside. Doesn't want to go with him, and the line will follow Pataska there. And Clark Jr. now caught out in the center. So initially what seemed like a good move for Larson Jr. might cost him several spots here. He's hanging pretty good there in the center. Seems like he's continuing to slide back, and now that outside lane's getting reformed there. Interesting to see. Johnny Avila is up front with these guys. He's over 10 laps down at this point, but definitely still riding with the leaders here as Pataska now up to his bumper. The outside lane looked promising for a minute on that restart, but don't know if it's Avila's damaged car or just too many moves there, but quickly falling apart here as Pataska and Boyd drop down to that bottom lane now. Since talking with Dotson, he's doing well. Just riding behind Gary here into a good rhythm. Coming to the line, 57 laps to go now. So laps ticking by. We have a little bit of a bunching of cars here towards about the 10th position. Oh, we have Johnny Avila around there coming out of 2. Keeping it off the inside wall, but not before a caution comes out. We see a bit of a shove, but didn't look like anything too bad. But obviously enough to get the 63 turned around. Oh, as also looks like we have some sort of incident under caution. We'll see what happened here. Tommy Carroll Jr. just trying to get it checked up. So no contact, but things a little bit dicey there, checking up for the field. And Gary will lead this field down pit lane. Colby DeCarlo will get the wave around most likely here. But still several laps down for him. So there he goes on his lucky dog lap. Guys are getting lined up. Pace car lights are off, so we'll be coming back to green this time by. Things are starting to drag just a bit. I mean, whenever we think we're into a good long green flag run, something happens, bringing out the caution again. Been causing a lot of shakeups in the standings. Looks like our two top drivers, Hogan, Larson Jr., both elected to take 2 tires, whereas looks like about everybody else took 4. So obviously, as we come towards the end of this thing, track position is king. So some guys, well, the top 2 guys taking 2 to move their way forward. I think before caution came out, Boyd was kind of getting stranded back there around P10, so probably felt like this was a good opportunity to gain some spots. But he's starting on the outside of our leader, Gordon Larson Jr. Pace car should be turning off here in just a second, and it does. Waiting on the 00 to get us back to green here at Atlanta. Green flag back in the air. See Tyler Gary give a good shove there to the 00. Boyd Hogan hanging tough on the outside so far. Doing a lot better than we've seen. The outside restart here. Great momentum here down the backstretch. About even with our leader, almost pulling ahead. See Carl Dotson give some good shoves there to the 96 of Boyd Hogan. And Hogan dives down to the inside lane, claiming the race lead. Three wide down the backstretch. Pataska splitting the middle between the 71 there and the 6 car of Cessna. Makes it work. Beerline trying to follow suit. And Cessna's definitely dropping back like a rock. But as far as Beerline and Pataska, that move definitely worked in their favor. Colby Cooper standing tough there in that middle lane, though. Beerline not able to get the draft from Pataska. He's going to drop behind the 71, though. It looks like that gap is quickly closing. He's going to have to drop down ahead here of Vincent Picotti in that 47 car. I haven't called Vincent's name tonight yet, but we're 3 wide coming to the stripe here. do have a lot of energy there in that top lane. Boyd Hogan with Gordon Larson Jr. underneath. Oh, tight racing there into 3 and 4. Larson Jr. almost got into, as we have a car around on the front stretch. Cars sliding left and right down into the grass. And we saw a lot of tight racing there through 3 and 4. It looked like for sure something was going to come of it, and it did not happen until we got back towards the stripe. But we'll see exactly what happened there. Boyd Hogan definitely doing well to manage the lead, blocking runs from the inside and outside. But things just got too condensed, not enough space. Bringing out a caution here, 11th caution on lap 147. We'll pause it here just to be sure we can grab. I saw the 00 of Gordon Larson Jr., who had been leading. And they went behind this building. Let me back it up again. Right behind the building is where the incident happened. We'll go to this camera here. See 00 there get a shove from Colby Cooper, kind of upsets the car. Tags enough of the 26 to get him around. Dallas Pataska seems like he made it out pretty clean, but Tyler Gary catching some heavy hits there. And unfortunately, looks like we might have had a couple black flags, which has always been an issue here, especially wrecking down towards the infields. Got some unsafe pit entrances. Let's see if we can get those cleared. But all sorts of damage throughout the field. Yeah, Aiden just got tagged there by the 00, causing the car to get upset into the outside wall. So heavy damage for Beerline as well. All right, 11th caution. Have some cars on pit lane, have some cars staying out. You know, we're getting real close to this thing becoming a certified shit show. 11 cautions. Definitely a lot of cautions to be had. Tough track, tough conditions. Seems like definitely a lot of looseness, especially with the air and the track temp. What are the track temps here? So let's see. See if I can open Race Labs. All right, Race Labs isn't working, so I guess we don't know the track temp exactly. Just like that, pace car is back off. And green flag back in the air now. We got cars fanning out, kind of a muddy restart there. Boyd Hogan still holding on to the lead with Joe Stafford just behind him now. And Carl Dawson hanging tough, still third spot. Looking to the outside here of Jeff Chandler. He has the run. Let's see if it stalls out. It does stall out just a bit inside lane, now forming up again. So Dodson, who felt the speed, jumped out of line, and he's hoping to get some help here from Pataska. Field definitely looking a lot smaller now, as we've had quite a few incidents, but still hard racing up front. Joe Stafford just behind Boyd Hogan. And Vincent Picotti, who's been pretty quiet most of the night, probably for the better, has found himself in the third spot, just riding behind Joe Stafford. And you see Dotson again jump out of line there, ride the wave on the outside lane. Pataska might be able to get to his bumper and give him a good shot down the backstretch here. It seems like that outside lane just not quite enough energy to drive up to the front yet. Do have some lap cars, heavy damaged cars there. Looks like they're able to stay out wide, and 3 wide towards the back of this front pack, but everyone clear. The car around on the front stretch. That was a 9 car there. Tommy Carroll Jr. He gets it rolling again here. But no caution now. And there's a 26 car, Tyler Gary, who's trying to work his way back up to the front now. Dives back behind Vincent Picotti. Not sure what happened to Dallas Pataska, but he has dropped back very far. We saw him kind of working with the outside lane there. Yeah, not sure what happened to the 23. "35 laps to go now, coming to the line." Boyd Hogan still in command. Joe Stafford doing well to just ride in his wake for now. We have some guys trying to get organized to make some moves. Tyler Gary holding strong on the outside lane, just needs some support. And the 63 car, Johnny Avila, normally fast at these restrictor plate tracks. If he doesn't have too much damage, definitely can be a useful pushing partner here as we tick laps down. Again, working our way around some lap traffic down the backstretch. Outside lane starting to form up again a bit. Tyler Gary trying to get it started there with Dotson just behind him as well. But so far, top three inside, holding strong. Hogan, Stafford, Picotti, all doing well to maintain their pace here. Hogan running the middle lane here down the backstretch. So really getting free with it, feeling in a good groove here. Not much pressure from behind, but definitely as we approach the end of this race, the moves will come. Hogan will have to defend, and hopefully we'll finish this thing under green. After all that noise on the outside, Gary now drops down behind the 47 of Vincent Picotti. So he's slowly climbing the ladder towards the front. Look how tight rather Picotti gets there on the entrance of one. Go on board here with Tyler Gary. Some arc a bit there through 1 and 2. 3 and 4, a little bit of a lower entry there. Now it looks like he's trying to go with, thought about going with Picotti here on the outside. Still picking here, it looks like he does. Also 00 trying to get some momentum there on the outside lane before dropping back down here. Now the outside lane really working now. Boyd Hogan, not much support. Stafford hasn't sucked up to him quite yet, but Gary now drops behind Hogan, so he takes the spot right behind the leader. Picotti still hanging tough there on the outside lane for now, though. We go to the blimp cam here. Hogan managing that top lane. Top lane did have a good run. Picotti might slide down behind our leader. No, elects to stay out. And he's about even passing Hogan down the front stretch. Just a lot more momentum there, but Picotti really caught out without much support around him now. And he's going to fade here through 1 and 2. but did get scored there with the lap led as they crossed the start finish. Have a lapper coming up on the exit of 4. Since those moves we saw by Tyler Gary kind of swapping spots with Joe Stafford and Ducati, it seems like Ducati has slid back a tiny bit. Colby Cooper made the most of those moves and was able to slide up into the 3rd spot. So top 3, Hogan, Gary, Cooper, followed by Stafford and Ducati to round out the top 5. Dodson, who we spoke with earlier, still hanging tough in that 6th spot, just above the car of Gordon Larson Jr. in the double zero. And Dallas Pataska, who we think had some sort of incident earlier, might have got loose, but he is pretty far out of the picture, riding 8th. So it's just this top 7. Have some extra cars here from lappers, but really just top 7 here in this front pack. Coming to the line, 21 laps to go now. And for now, really single filed out here. Don't think there's enough help to start an outside lane quite yet, but definitely we'll see one before this thing's through. Dodson finding some speed on his own up there, able to hang on through 3 and 4. Now it looks like Joe Stafford able to get underneath the 71 there of Colby Cooper. So he's trying to reclaim his 3rd position. Colby Cooper now trying to get a push from the 29 of Carl Dodson. Remember talking to Dodson, he said wasn't sure that he would get a lot of help. Doesn't know how many friends he has out there, but seeming for a moment, it looked like Cooper was willing to work with him. They're still pushing each other here. It looks like Dodson almost upset the car of the 71. Seemed like the 71 just stalled a little bit too much. 29 got into his rear there for a second, but that really checked up that lane there. We have some more lap traffic. Ray Gill on the outside. We're 3 wide for a brief moment there on the exit down the backstretch. And our top 2 cars, Gary and Hogan, on their own for now, though. It looks like Dodson gaining some momentum, some energy out of 4. And he might try to slide behind Gary here. And Picardi also there. So Picardi now also working with Dodson here. It seems like 29 sliding down ahead of the 71 here. Now Tyler Gary contesting for the lead. Fast move to the outside, trying to clear the 96 of Boyd Hogan. Hogan's going to hold on here, though. It looks like Tyler Gary able to slide ahead. So he is up to the race lead now with 15 laps to go. Gary allowed Hogan kind of get out there a bit and then made that outside move with the extra momentum. So definitely something to watch here as we tick down the last 15 laps of this race. You see these guys really let Tyler Gary get out there. Gary's going to have his hands full when this pad gets back to him with all the momentum here. Really interesting to see how these guys manage the air, manage the draft. As you see these two come roaring down the backstretch. Gary up top to block. Boyd Hogan jumping down now with the added speed to try to reclaim his lead. And Gary, Hogan side by side coming to the line. I believe Gary is going to be scored with the lead there for that lap. 13 laps to go now. Yeah, just a lot of speed in the outside lane, especially even with the driver underneath you down the backstretch. Gary jumping ahead, back ahead of Boyd Hogan there. And Joe Stafford doing his best to try to follow him on the outside. Gary blocking the bottom again through turns 1 and 2. So a lot to manage for the 26 as cars start to farm up and stack up behind him. Now Dodson's down there on the bottom, who we saw primarily on the top side for a long time. Dodson, a lot of speed in that car. We've seen it throughout the race. Dodson getting some good draft there from Boyd Hogan. Looking underneath Boyd Hogan. Hogan caught in the center here. 3 wide for the lead heading into turns 3 and 4. Dodson scored with the lead. Tyler Gary caught outside. And outside the draft, he's going to drop back a bit unless he can get back in line here. But Dodson to our race lead. Boyd Hogan tight to the bumper of Dodson, just behind Hogan, Vincent Picardi. We saw teammates Tyler Gary, Boyd Hogan battling for P1. Might have left the window open for Dodson and others to form up and make a move for the lead, but coming to the line, we are now 9 laps away from the checkered flag. Tyler Gary has dropped back to P4. Boyd Hogan throwing an outside move, with Gary also getting that outside wave of energy. And he's going to be looking to push Boyd Hogan coming down the backstretch here. Dodson doing his best to lead on the inside lane. Gary not quite there yet. Boyd Hogan back to the front there. It seems like he has cleared Dodson again on that bottom lane. Gary, who did have that brief slide back, now back up to the front, even with our second place car, Dodson, down the backstretch. A couple other notable guys here up front: Colby Cooper, Joe Stafford, Picardi, Gordon Larson Jr., all heavily involved here with this front pack. Can really be anybody's race, depending on the air, depending on the moves thrown. See Dodson caught in the center now. Vincent Picardi there on the bottom lane behind Gary. Gary slides up to P2. A big block thrown by Boyd Hogan down the backstretch for the outside. Tyler Gary now forced to check in behind him. And these moves are only going to get bigger, more aggressive. Blocks are only going to get more aggressive here. as we continue to tick down. 5 or 6 laps to go now here. And Gary now side by side with Hogan for the lead, coming down the backstretch, almost touching Hogan down the backstretch, wheel to wheel, heading into 3 and 4. Everybody's stacked up now, tight. Outside lane definitely has the speed out of 4. You see Gary able to take the lead from Hogan, not able to clear him through 1 and 2, but it's only going to matter on the exit of 4 as we come to the checkered. Do have some more lap traffic ahead. We'll go out to the blimp real quick to see if we're clear. Still don't see him in the frame, so not too close. Looks like Dotson tight to the 71 of Colby Cooper. That stalls it outside a bit. Gary falling back a little bit. Hogan getting way out ahead. Could be problematic for Hogan as he'll have to throw a big block. Tyler, Gary there on the outside. Hogan thinking about blocking and not able to get there in time. Gary with a big run on the outside here, but Dotson now out of the picture for the time being. Let that car slide up too much, got a little bit tight, and Gary kind of on an island for now. Outside lane falling apart for the time being. Picotti, Hogan up front. Coming to the line, 2 to go. Next lap will be our white flag lap. And Hogan in a commanding lead for now. You see Picotti drop to the inside. Look underneath the 96 of Hogan. Tyler needs to go with them. Hogan not much support behind him on the outside lane. Gary electing to push Hogan on the outside, dropping down, trying to go underneath Picotti, getting him loose for a second. Picotti holding on to the lead though. On the bottom side as we have a car around through 3 and 4. We'll see if caution comes out. Oh, white flag in the air, so the race is official. We did have a car around through 3 and 4. Hogan is in the lead. We saw Picotti throw a move. Hogan way out front here, has some lap traffic to deal with. Picotti trying to get some steam from the lap traffic. Looking behind Hogan. Hogan shuts the door on the bottom lane, stalling Picotti. Will that be enough? Gary into Picotti now. Cars spinning. Jeff Chandler also getting collected, but Hogan will cross the line. Dotson will come second, and Gary third here at Atlanta. What a finish there. Able to keep it green. Did have a little bit of a spill coming to the white, but we stayed green. And Hogan was able to do enough to stay tight enough to that line to shut off the advances of Picotti, who eventually did get I mean, he got ran over by Gary there, but coming to the checkered, really all bets are off. All the runs are going to be taken. So all fair game in my opinion. But good job by the 96 of Hogan to come home the winner tonight.